Well, we ventured down the shit-stained highway of bad movies yet again, knowing full well, by the way, that we were going down that path. And I mean, this is kind of one of the trappings of being around me. I enjoy me a shitty movie every now and then, for the sake of shittiness. I even enjoy the ones that we don't enjoy, like Ginger Dead Man, because I'm just appalled that something like that can exist.
Depending on the timeline, it is either out or coming a review.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we should have known better this go around.
Yeah, but shit.
Like we do every time, but we didn't, and actually we did, and we just went for it. Balls out. We're gonna
Correction,
see.
you went out for it. You're the one that suggested this, baby.
I did, but look, this is.
But I suggested the first one.
This is revenge for you suggesting the first one in the first place. Now we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and when I got home from my 5-year foray away, one of the few movies that you recommended to me immediately.
Look, I didn't.
Was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay produced reboot.
I don't want to say I recommend. I said it wasn't as bad as everybody was saying.
You were pretty ardent about it being pretty good, though.
I kind of like this stuff. I was like, we should watch it.
Yeah. Now, you had only seen it once before,
I only saw it once, and I was really sleepy when I saw it.
Okay.
So I think I was more like impressed because it didn't put me to sleep. You know when you're sleepy, you're
Which
just
is
like...
shocking, because it was really
It was freaking shit, dude.
But
Spoiler, it was shit.
Yeah, you rewatched it with me.
Literally 5 minutes in, I go over and I'm like, it's pretty bad. And you're like, well, it might get better. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, because I was at that point, I was like, well, he liked it, so maybe it just gets better.
It's not,
no, it did not get better.
I put on my feeler to exit.
It was bad, but I had to see it through. I had to see just how bad it could get. And part one got bad, man. It was exactly everything you shouldn't do in a Turtles movie. And I mean, it's a stupid concept, but it's no reason for it to be stupid, because we've seen it before in the original attempt at a movie. That was a legitimately good movie.
Even even like the 2007 animated one, I think.
Yeah, even that was good. Now, the original series did kind of go off the rails immediately. Part 2 was not as good, and it was more oriented
a piece of shit.
Towards kids, and part 3 is just abominable. But that first one is legitimately a good balance of something that pays homage to the cartoon series, which was popular at the time, and the source material, which was the comic book series. It kept kind of some of the darkness of it, but not so much of the grittiness. And it was just a good movie. It was good box office, solid entertainment, and we can still watch it today, and it's still good.
With really like effects that stand up.
The effects were great. Yeah, they still look great. But that's more than you can say about anything in this piece of shit remake. But we're not talking about the remake. We're talking about the remake sequel.
I think we all know the remake is shit. But...
Yeah. The remake sequel, I mean, everybody's response to the remake was pretty much, this is not good. No. So you think the filmmakers would be, let's fix this. And they could have. They could have. I mean, we can pretty much forget the first one because it begs to be forgotten.
Yeah.
So fuck it. It didn't happen. Let's pretend it didn't happen. Give us something in part 2 that's cool. So we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and they just kind of continued the fucking storyline from the get-go. And man, this thing is annoying from the get-go.
We got all the people back.
So everybody's back.
Oh, except for Johnny Knoxville. He was like, screw this shit. I would rather break my penis on a freaking movie set.
When one of the jackass guys, who by the way is trying to break into Hollywood still, is like no. Hey, I'm not gonna do this.
I'll say this, he was really good as Leo. It's just the movie sucked.
Yeah, the first one was terrible. So he actually he
was
said,
like,
fuck
I'm out,
this.
dude.
Yeah. And wise choice there in Knoxville, because fuck me. Somehow this movie is worse. Now it's gotten a lot of like apologetics behind it. You know, like, oh, it's closer to the cartoon. It's not that bad. It's fucking bad.
I'll say
it's worse.
Even my boy, James Rolfe, and his friend were like, you know, it's not as bad as the first one. But you could kind of tell that they were like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
We were like, whoa, this is shit.
Yeah.
right away.
I was like, no way, man. This is 10 times worse, because their excuse of improving the material was, let's just stuff as much shit that kind of like ticks on your nostalgia list and see what sticks to the wall. Which, by the way, none of it sticks to the wall, with the possible exception of Bebop and Rocksteady, which are supposed to be annoying, which are supposed to be loud and brash and stupid. They're supposed to be that way. So they kind of work because that's what they are. Everybody else is brash, loud, stupid, idiotic. Everything is a fucking joke that doesn't work, and it all sucks across the board.
Yeah.
Some of the effects are pretty cool. Like
it's rare, but yeah.
It's rare. You know, the turtles look better for one, so that's an improvement, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, they really toned down like all the clutter they had on them.
Mm-hmm. And
they
don't.
Their faces.
Yeah, their faces aren't.
I mean, they still suck, but they're not as bad.
They're not as horrible looking as they were in the first one. You know, some like so I mentioned the scene in the movie where they're well lit, where they actually kind of bordered on looking realistic. Krang looked pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, he
for
looked
a
cool.
big excessive effect.
I like the suit looked cool and he looked cool. It's just the movie sucked.
It's in context, it's like that's not enough, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, the biggest problem with this movie is they think excess means this is going to be good. This is quality right here, and it's not. And this is from beginning to end excess. How much can we get out there? And it starts with this really annoying sequence where we kind of reacquaint the audience with the turtles. Why? Everybody knows the fucking turtles.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch a turtles movie, you know who these fucks are. You don't need little titles telling you who they are.
Oh yeah. Oh God, I forgot about that.
And then look,
and then they go to a basketball game at some point.
That's annoying. Beginning. We get it. It's in New York. They like shove that shit in your face. Like we know it's in New York. And anyway, the gist of the storyline is they're still in the shadows, and they're kind of through the course of the events of the movie, they are brought forth to the light. People become aware of them. Mm-hmm. But that almost sounds like the movie has substance.
No.
It doesn't. It's basically scene after scene of shit being thrown at the screen, and every now and then they'll do something to remind you that, hey, this is about this theme right here. The only time it works is in the sequence where the foot attacks the police station while the turtles are there, and then there's a chase sequence, and then they finally come face to face with the authorities, the police people. That scene actually worked, but it's in the middle of all this other shit.
Yeah. That
sucks. One of the worst things about this movie, I think you'll agree, was the villains. They were terrible.
Who was it? Oh, right. Shredder and...
Yeah, Shredder is...
Shredder's not even in the movie, really.
Shredder is you know, it picks up for the end of the last movie.
Yeah, so people complained about Shredder in the first one. Damn.
There was nothing here. You know,
nothing.
I mean, he had no. It should have been William Fichtner in the first one, but I guess they got afraid of doing that, whitewashing or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. So we got an Asian Shredder, which makes sense in terms of what he was originally, but in terms of the story, he had no substance. So we continue with that guy, of course, because we have to now. And he's going to be, you know, broken out of a prison's transport by Baxter Stockman with his teleporting device that he coincidentally found a piece to.
He plays the character so horribly. Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry is terrible. He just, I would have loved like Andre the Black Nerd to play.
Yeah, he actually
Baxter.
Said it should have been him
because
at least it would have been something likable in the
movie. And this guy's just like, what is he trying to be? Like eccentric or not? Or
he does a laugh. Like,
it was really annoying.
It was shit.
But the point is,
he breaks out Shredder from the transport.
He breaks out Shredder, and Shredder's teleported to Dimension X, basically where
conveniently
where Krang is. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, movie convenience, that's fine, but what really bothers me is how quickly he acquiesces to Krang's plan.
It's literally he gets transported to the exact spot Krang is, and then Krang, without any build up to Krang,
none,
zero build up, he just walks up
guy.
He literally just walks up to Shredder and is like, you're gonna do this for me, and Shredder's like, okay,
all right. I can roll with this.
What is this?
No suspicion whatsoever about this situation. There is no banter between them like in the cartoon, so you can't defend that as, oh, that's cool. No, it's just, that's it.
That's another point where, like, Krang looks okay. I actually kind of liked how he looked.
Yeah, the design was neat.
The voice I liked because it was a combination of the old Krang but, like, super overdone. And from what I heard, I looked up who did the voice later. Fred Armisen was going to do the voice from SNL. And he was like, screw this shit, I'm out.
Good.
And then instead they got Brad Garrett, which I would have been like, first of all. But he actually did a good job with the voice.
He did a pretty good job.
Too bad the character sucked a major dick. Anyway, that was another wasted character.
Yeah. And by the oh my god, look, I told you after we watched the movie that it would have been better if when Shredder's teleported away, we don't see where he ends up.
Yeah.
And later when he comes back, there's just like there's a different ominous presence to him. Something happened to him and we don't know. And we keep that mystery, and finally when we reveal Krang, he'll have something to him.
Yeah, except he literally just walks out.
Yeah, he's like, just, oh, there's Krang, whatever, and then we don't see him again, and when he shows up, it's like, who cares?
Well,
we have nothing on him.
I want to mention that during this breakout scene, there is a, they showed the turtle van.
Oh my god. Look, first of all, let's talk about the turtle van in general.
Yes.
Okay, we already accept
this might be all over the place, but trust me, it fits with the movie.
We already accept that the fucking turtles are a thing, okay?
Yeah.
Big, humanoid, bipedal fucking tortoises, or turtles, I'm sorry. Let me not get that right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because Raph will get mad at me. But anyway, we already accept that. But do we really have to accept that they have a fucking van that shoots, just because of the toy, for Christ's sakes, that shoots manhole covers that somehow fucking curve like wanted bullets.
Yeah, there's one that like, I think it hits like a freaking helicopter or something at one point.
Oh my god. But then the worst thing happens.
The worst thing happens. Mikey goes on to the gigantic nunchuck station.
Because every turtle man needs one of those.
And there's literally giant robo arms with immense nunchucks come out from the truck and are like hitting all the freaking foot and shit. And I almost died. That almost broke me.
That was like the cringiest shit ever, man.
Yeah.
And look, just on a logical fucking spectrum, if Donatello had the technological savvy that he displays in this movie, fuck if you're fuck if you're a turtle, just get out there. You know, people will fall down and worship at your.
This dude is like. This dude is the definition of like plot convenience. Like he freaking figures everything out right away, and it's like, what the hell is this guy?
Yeah. He has a creation for everything that they need, and not only that, he's not the only one. Every fucking scene in this movie is, oh, that's convenient.
Yeah.
And it's eye-rollingly convenient every time.
There's a part where the Technodrome's slowly coming through the tear or whatever with the portal, and he goes, "Oh look, it must all be building up to one thing," and there's no way you could know this at this point.
Somehow he knows the entire Krang plot.
He does. He somehow knows who Krang is. He somehow knows what the Technodrome is, and
he knows more about Krang than we do.
Yes,
and the Shredder does. How?
I want to see the movie freaking Donatello was watching, because apparently he got all the plot.
Yeah, no shit, man. What the fuck was that? P.S. Surfing on Technodrome shit. What the fuck? But anyway, another thing that bothered me. April O'Neil apparently can break into anything ever.
She just walks in everywhere.
Whatever, man.
There's a part where they have to break into I think it was the police station. Doesn't matter because there's so much breaking in this movie. And they're like, how are we going to do it? Despite the fact that she's literally just walked into any other facility they need to go into. Casually.
Yeah, like nothing. All of a sudden, she's on the street and the next shot, she's right there in the, TCRP labs. Yeah. How the fuck did you get there? Isn't there security in this entire building?
Yeah.
How? Oh, man. Nothing makes sense in this fucking movie.
No. Let's talk about Casey Jones.
Okay. Casey Jones is my favorite character, so this really rubbed me the wrong fucking way.
Casey Jones is bafflingly played weirdly. Like, he's really, like, cheery, and he's like, hey, guys, despite the fact that if Stephen Amell had played him, or if they had let him play Casey Jones the way he plays Arrow in Arrow, he would have been a perfect Casey Jones, because he plays him that way. He's like this gravelly dude who, you know, it would have been cool to see Arrow in that thing. Instead, they make him like this weird, super, like, always smiling, chipper guy.
And by the way, yet another person that just goes, oh, turtles, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a brief,
but not really,
moment, but literally, like, April's there. All right, cool. I'm cool with turtles now.
Yeah.
You know, that's fine.
There's actually more conflict with Vern, or whatever, it doesn't matter, than with what's his face, with Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And I mean, yeah, like you said, his just baffling rendition of the characters, and what they were trying to do with him. Ultimately, he's just a useless guy.
Yeah.
Who cares that he's there?
He does like nothing to the plot.
But what they were trying to do was, I guess, kind of make April have a love interest, because they were trying to kind of duplicate what happened in the original part 1, the chemistry, but there's no chemistry there. None. whatsoever. There's no reason these two people should like each other. There's no reason he should be there, period.
Nope.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't really contribute much to the plot.
He's played weirdly.
And for crap's sakes, man, if you're going to make Casey... I realize they try to give him a reason why he would become a vigilante, but he doesn't become a vigilante.
No.
And then so he just dons the Casey mask once, which now... He does that in the original movie, but he works fantastically in the original movie. That was a cool-ass Casey Jones. Even though he was very different from the Casey of the comics, he was cool. This guy's like, who cares?
Yeah.
And yeah, that mask was totally...
The mask is shit.
Why couldn't you understand him? The slits on this mask were like this big.
Man, it's literally...
And he's like...
And then...
The fuck?
She's Megan Fox, not April O'Neil. Megan Fox goes, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me take off my mask then.
And that's it. No more mask.
Except to the end. Now, the one thing that I kind of liked, and that's a big kinda, because it's not really a like, but it almost worked, were Bebop and Rocksteady. Because like you said, they're meant to be stupid.
Yeah.
And because of that, their stupidity never got really too annoying. Because they're meant to be that way. But, that's not enough.
It definitely is not.
Sheamus was good.
Sheamus was the best thing, a wrestler who's you know, wrestlers are renowned for not being the greatest actors on earth. In fact, half the time more than half the time they stink. Sheamus was the best thing in this fucking thing.
They looked kind of cool. I like they were cute. Sheamus was cute. That's gay. But
oh, okay, we're not gonna go there.
But they were the thing that worked almost. Too bad the whole movie was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, it just...
I did like you know what? I also liked the part where Raphael lands because they jumped out of a plane and they somehow survive. They land in like a water, and he looks up and there's a tortoise there, and the tortoise just gives him a look like you're freaking setting turtle kind back. Yeah. 10 years, dude.
That was my look as I was seeing the movie. Like, fuck this.
That turtle was like, they freaking flew me in for this shit.
Speaking of that scene, dude, it's later, like, kind of sort of implied / made clear that they just kind of hitched a ride on a plane.
Yeah.
But when they first cut to them in the plane...
You're like, how did they get this plane?
Yeah, you're like, what do they have, a fucking turtle plane now? Who's piloting this thing that they don't know that these fucking turtles are there? P.S., does nobody check the cargo? Is there no crew on this plane?
To be fair, up to this point, it could have just been freaking Megan Fox going onto the plane.
Might as well.
Being like, this is mine now.
Yeah.
Because she's got those powers, apparently.
Shit, man. This fucking movie. Oh, another thing. Another fucking thing. Krang gives the ooze to Shredder. Does not explain anything. Doesn't say.
This just gives it to him.
Yeah, and Shredder all of a sudden like, man, synthesize this fucking shit. And then Baxter's like, oh yeah, man, no problem. Clunk.
Let me put it into
this machine that perfectly fits into.
Let me put it into this machine that was built specifically to do this. Somehow.
Shit.
Why? It was pretty good, though.
Oh man, and there was some little nods to Turtles shit, like the Vanilla Ice. Turtles track playing in the background. Oh, was it even the Turtles track?
No,
it was a Vanilla Ice song though. Little nods like that sometimes are cool.
One of the creators.
Not here.
One of the creators, I forgot which one, was the pizza boy in the beginning, and they don't just do it like, oh, he's a pizza boy. It's literally like holds on him.
Yeah, You're
like, okay.
I wondered why. That shot.
Yeah, I had heard about it, and I was like,
at this point, Laird and Eastman are just like, we're making money off of this thing still. They don't give a shit about this fucking crap.
And everybody was saying that in this one, you don't feel Michael Bay's touch as much.
Are you kidding me?
Freaking bullshit! This is the most Michael Bay I've seen.
Those candid angles, man.
Dude,
fucking shit.
There's literally scenes that'll start out just straight shot.
And
then somehow by the end, you'll be at a Dutch angle. And that baby will keep moving. That camera's not going to stop moving.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Bad Boys Bad where it's like fucking floating every fucking second of the day.
It's shit, though.
But it's moving, baby. And the angles, like you said, everywhere. And the cinematography, the lighting, and the effects.
Everything somehow looks cheap.
Yeah. It's like a cheap-looking Michael Bay movie.
It really
which is bad. You accept the Michael Bay movies because it's pure spectacle, and I guess he has his fans. I mean, I don't accept him. I hate him, but whatever. I can understand somebody going to watch pure spectacle.
Yeah.
These just don't look good. They don't look good. They look terrible.
The first one looked better, if anything. At least it was lit.
At times, yeah.
Properly at times.
Yeah.
So this was shit.
Yeah, this was another turd fest.
A turd hole.
It's adequate that they live in the sewers because this is where this movie belongs. And oh my god,
Oh, dude,
we didn't even get into the comedy of this movie.
no, there's a part. This can touch on it. There's a part where a joke literally wouldn't work, or at least they thought it wouldn't work if they didn't have what's his name, Splinter, monologue. And so there's this like inner monologue that plays for like a couple seconds, just to set up a joke
that sucks.
That falls flat.
Fucking crap. Yeah, and that's at the beginning. I was like, I can't believe that they actually, in this movie, which is already stuffed to the gills with bullshit, I can't believe they felt the need to push this one stupid ass joke through. Fucking crap.
It is impressively poorly written.
It's a horribly written, man. It's not even poorly. It's horribly written.
Yeah.
This is an affront to writing. You know, fucking shit, dude.
Dark Tower is better than this shit.
Yes, Dark Tower is better than this shit. At least Dark Tower said, we don't have money.
Let's put all this shit in there.
Yeah, let's just restrict ourselves here a bit. This thing said, we have money, but even if we didn't, we would throw everything at the fucking screen.
It's like I was going to say it's like a Steven Sommers movie, but no, he's done some good movies up in there.
Steven Sommers, of all people, has more restraint than the people that made this fucking movie. And that's shocking considering he made fucking Mummy Returns and Van Helsing, which is just pure, you know, splurging onto the screen. Like, fuck it, I have money, let's just throw a bunch of crap up there. He has more restraint. How?
It's bad. It's bad. And it's no surprise why this one was a flop, because it's shit.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's only so much fooling people that you can do. I mean, he's done it successfully with Transformers, but damn, this is shit.
People learned their lesson from the first one, thankfully, and they didn't. And the few that went to see it did not return to see it again.
No,
you know, because
I mean, they might have been a little more forgiving, like, oh, it wasn't that bad, but I bet you none of them saw it again.
Yeah, and if they did, I hope it's a Dreamcatcher situation where they just go,
or like
look,
me, where
there's no saving this.
Or like me, that I was like, oh, you know, it was pretty good the first time, and then you see it again, and you want to shoot yourself for putting yourself in that position.
Man, yeah, I mean, I'm still suffering from the after effects of watching this movie. Do not watch this movie. If you have seen it and you like it, please tell us why, because we're fucking confused why anybody would defend this piece of shit. You're entitled to your own opinion, of course. We're all for that. But we really want to know what the fuck is good about this piece of shit, because it sucks.
I'm not exactly sure if this movie came out this year. I think it did. If so, is this probably the worst movie of the year?
It did not come out this year.
It might have been. Yeah, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
But it's freaking shit. Don't watch it. The series is dead thanks to it, and it should stay that way.
For a while,
at least for a while, until they get someone competent. Why don't you just? No, I'm not even gonna get into
anybody.
It. Yeah, anybody
would do something.
Give it to Andre. He would do a freaking great job.
Yes.
Compared to this shit.
Anybody, please. It could have had a Megazord grinding in it, and it would have been better than this.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Fuck it up. It's stupid ass. Tell us what you think. Are we right? Are we wrong? And if so, why? This has been Ahab and the Goontick talking out of the shadows. Fucking blue, dude.
Yeah, it sucked. Ain.